Thanks for staying. And when you see that montage, obviously it's time for business. And let's look at our stories now. The Alliance for Social Equity and Public Accountability, ASEPA, has drawn government's attention to the lack of transparency in the agreement between Government of Ghana and Clark's Resources, the company that the state contracted to extract, process and market timber in the Volta Lake. Now, ASEPA, in a statement, did mention that they are in the possession of a letter dated that's January 12, 2018, from the Gov't Holdings, a company that acquired Clark Resource Development Limited, addressed to members of Parliament of Ghana, informing the House of a planned commencement of operations by the above. And joining me this afternoon is Mensa Thompson. He is the Executive Secretary of ASEPA. Good afternoon, Mensa, and thanks for your time.
Good afternoon,
Now,
Wendy.
some of your concerns are that these are petrified woods that we have the Gov't Holdings coming under the guise of having it as timber. Now, what exactly are your concerns? Clarity on your concerns and what you hope to do to deal with this problem.
Yes, thank you, Wendy, once again, and good afternoon to your viewers. If you look at the agreement that was entered into, I mean, there was lack of full disclosure. I mean, the first agreement was entered into 2006 between Clark's Resource Development Holdings and Government of Ghana to conduct feasibility studies. So the phase one of the agreement was to conduct feasibility studies on the Volta Lake to assess the viability of the resources under the water. When they went, the report of the feasibility studies was not actually brought to Parliament. And so before Parliament ratified phase two of this agreement, which gave permission to Clark Holdings to go to the Volta Lake to mine these resources, the Parliament was not revealed to the actual feasibility studies report, which one of the members of Parliament raised on the floor. Now let me just read briefly what one member of Parliament said. He said, Mr. Speaker, also submerged timber over several years are very high value because of the conditions underwater, are very conducive for curing of some timber species. So over the years, those timber species have not been dissolved and are definitely high value timbers at this time. And so government will definitely earn a lot of revenue from harvesting of such resources. We will be making money from it, and I urge, but okay, let me quickly skip. Say, Mr. Speaker, however, I have a beef about this project. I wish that the committee has gone further to give an indication of how much we will really earn from this project. So
and that was in 2010.
That was in 2010.
Now, fast forward 2018, you are calling for 30% of the proceeds of the products to go to the development fund, and then also to people of the area. You've also mentioned that you interacted with the chiefs along that very area who have expressed concern that they had no idea about this. How do you hope to bring to light? Have you interacted with other major stakeholders regarding this very concern and matter you've brought up?
Yes, I mean, the entirety of the matter is that the people do not know what resources that government is going to mine. And we have proposed that if this resource is going to be mined or be taken out, then the people have to benefit. And so we propose that any negotiation or agreement government will enter into any company that will come and mine this timber or this petrified wood from the Volta Lake.
You mentioned timber, you mentioned petrified wood, so which is which?
So it is petrified wood, which is in the form of a wood which have stayed in water for a very long time. So it is timber which has now become petrified wood. So there's no more timber, and it is very valuable. In 2010, the value of this petrified wood in the U.S. market was about $14.
What's your next line of action?
So we are saying that we have these huge resources. Now, the total value of these resources is about 200 to 400 billion US dollars. We want government to leverage on these resources so that the whole country can benefit. That is why we propose that 10% be paid as, go to royalties to the chiefs, 30% go into a development fund where it will fund important activities by the various assemblies of the communities along the lake. We also want 10% to go into the consolidated fund to be invested in investment activities. As at now, per the agreement that we have in copy, it does not entail the exact amount Ghana even stands to gain from this project. And we think that as part of this government's program of reviewing certain agreements and contracts entered into by the previous government, this is one of the contracts and agreements that this government should also look into.
All right. Thank you so much, Mensa Thompson, Executive Secretary of ASEPA. We're grateful for your time. And it's time for sports. That's all for business. Nana Kujafre is here.